Hello and welcome to my channel. Today's video is my May reading wrap-up. In the month of May I read 10 books, 2 3-star books, 3 4-star books and 5 5-star books. I will start with the 3-star books. The first 3-star book, Mostly Harmless by Douglas Adams. Mostly Harmless is the 5th book in the Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy series and the last one that was written by Douglas Adams. This is the book of the Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy series which I liked the least. The main theme running through this book is the theory of multiverses. With that, it could be said that every single different adaptation of the Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy, from the books to the radio series, to the films, to the TV show, could be actually set in a different parallel universe to the original first story. It's been said that when Douglas Adams wrote this book, he was not in a very good place emotionally, and you can tell this book is a lot more downbeat than the other books in the series, and the story kind of does suffer for that. The only time I will read this book again is if I'm going to read the others and basically just to complete the series. The next 3-star book is The Good Samaritan by John Mars. This book is split between 2 point of view characters. The first one, Laura, who works at a suicide hotline, and a guy called Ryan, whose wife has recently committed suicide. Laura has 2 sides to her personality. Up front, she is a warm, kind wife and mother, but she's hiding a dark secret. The dark secret is that she is in fact a serial killer, but not a kind of serial killer that gets their hands dirty, but one which uses her job at end of the line to make other people commit suicide, which she enjoys listening to as they pass away. Ryan's wife is one of Laura's victims, and because Ryan had no idea his wife was thinking of ending her life, he really goes on a journey to find out why, and basically who is responsible for convincing his wife to kill herself. This is an adequate thriller, but nothing really special. The next book is the first 4-star book, The Body Snatchers by Jack Finney. This book has been adapted numerous times. Most famous version of The Invasion of the Body Snatchers is the one with Donald Sutherland, and they all follow the plot of the book quite well, with differences for modernisation of when the story is set. This was quite a nice read. It's quite quick, and if you are a fan of the films, then I would, and you haven't read the book, I'd give it a go. The next 4-star book is Suspicion by Lee Russell. For those of you who've seen my previous videos, you'll know that I've been a fan of Lee Russell for a long time. This book is one of her standalone crime fiction novels, and follows the wife of a headmaster who is informed that her husband is having an affair. And after the woman her husband is having an affair with turns up dead, all the evidence is starting to point towards her as being the killer. This is one of Lee Russell's better standalone novels, and even if you've not read any Lee Russell books before, I'd recommend picking this one up. The final 4-star book is Tall Tales for Dark Nights by Owen Elgee. I met Owen at MCon Nottingham this year, and thought I'd pick this one up. This is a collection, well, one of his collections of short stories. It's a very short book, as you can see, and it is a very quick read. But it is a good example of his work and his style. Most of the stories are quite good. My real complaint is some of them are too short and could be extended. Though most of them, even the short ones, fulfill the purpose in which they were written, really. A lot have twists at the end, some that you don't see coming, some that when you read it back, it's kind of obvious what how the twist and story has been constructed. I hope to pick up more of Owen's books in the future. Now on to the 5-star books. The first 5-star book is The Silkworm by Robert Galbraith, also known as J.K. Rowling. This is the second book in the Cormoran Strike series of novels, and follows Cormoran and Robin as they investigate the disappearance and subsequent murder of a famous writer. Like with The Cuckoo's Calling, the mystery in The Silkworm is woven very well into the story, and is just as enjoyable as the mystery in the first book. In fact, I like this book a little bit more than The Cuckoo's Calling. As I read through this book, I also listened to it on Audible, and on Audible it is read by Robert Glenister. The next 5-star book I read is Who Censored Roger Rabbit by Gary Wolfe. If you've seen the film Who Framed Roger Rabbit and you enjoyed it, you'll find that this book is nothing at all like the film. This is a much more adult story, including the fact that Jessica Rabbit used to do cartoon porn. Though the story of the film and the story in the book are completely different, there are certain themes that are in both, and it is a very enjoyable, fun read if you like crime noir, Raymond Chandler type stories, but with a bit of a comic twist. And if you enjoyed Who Framed Roger Rabbit as a child and you want more of that type of world, I would recommend picking this up. That's why I give it 5 stars. The next 5-star book is the third part of The Lord of the Rings, The Return of the King by J.R.R. Tolkien. As I said in my previous wrap-up, for the past few years I've read this book every year, and to help me get through it, I listen to it on Audible, and it's read on Audible by Rob Inglis. The final two 5-star books are from the same author, and so the first one of these two is The Shining by Stephen King. I've not read The Shining for a few years, and in order to give it another read, I downloaded the Audible version, which is read by Campbell Scott, and it really helped me get through the book, really helped me to enjoy it more as it's being read to me. Most people know the story of Danny Torrance and his parents, mainly his father Jack, who he takes a job as a caretaker in a hotel for over the winter, and strange things happen. I noticed this read through, really, especially as it's being read to me, so I could absorb it more. Jack Torrance is a complete a-hole. Jack is an alcoholic with anger issues, evidenced by the way that when Danny was younger, in a fit of rage, he broke Danny's arm, and also the reason why Jack got fired from his teaching job for beating a student up after the student slashed the tyres of his car. In those instances, Jack was actually showing his true self. The self that he becomes at the end of the book, once the hotel has basically broken down the wall that he's put around himself to try and appear to be a normal functioning person. That's really his true self. The hotel didn't turn Jack mad. The hotel just let the madness that was inside him come out. And the final book for this month, It by Stephen King. In order to get through this monster of a book, I listened to it as I'm reading it on Audible, and it's read on Audible by Stephen Weber. Most of us know the story of this book thanks to the 90s miniseries and the two films that have come out. Well, the first one came out in 2017 and covered the child portion of the book, and the adult portion was coming out later on this year. I have yet to see the newer versions of the film. I will wait until both parts are out and both parts are available, probably on DVD, and pick them up and watch them then. This has got to be one of my favourite Stephen King novels, and it's probably his longest. It's either that or The Stand. And if it wasn't for Audible, I wouldn't be able to get through it. So I'm really thankful for that. And to anyone that's put off because of the size of the book, having it read to you really does help. So that's my wrap up for May. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, then please do the usual stuff, like, share and subscribe. If you want, you can tell me which of the books that I read in May that you've read and you've liked. And I will see you next time.